Alright everybody, hello and welcome as always. I am Sean. This is In The Mixer as we continue our hashtag United Challenge in Football Manager 2019. Massive episode today because we have a chance at silverware and we have a rare opportunity to go back to back in a competition way earlier than I expected anything like that to happen. Since that last episode where we played Clacton and Stowmarket, really good performances, a 4-0 win and a 3-0 win, 7 goals straight without conceding any. We then followed it up with a 1-0 defeat against Dunstan in the FAV's 4th round. To be fair, Dunstan are in the division above us, and they're a good side. We didn't play horribly. Tom Humphrey didn't have a great game. We didn't really have a sub that we could bring on to change him, but Ricky Evans had a good game. Scott Pollock had a really good game playing at the 10, how we've kind of changed his role a little bit. Defensively, we were all right. This one really could have gone either way. They eventually got the winner through Connor Martin after an hour. More than deserved, which is absolutely fine. We knew at a certain point in the FAV's competition we were going to get a lot of those higher division teams dropping into it, and I think getting to the 4th round is a decent result. I don't think the board's too upset at me about it. Oh, they are upset about it. Oh well, it is what it is. I've still got good job security, which is fine. We then won 2-1 against Felixstowe and Walton. A good performance here. Harry Honesty put us ahead in the 8th minute. They got an equaliser just before half-time. Jamel Akeem got the sealer in the 57th minute. We could have had 5 or 6 more goals. If Dashane Richmond had had his finishing boots on that day, we would have absolutely crushed them. We then played Walsh and Willows, a good 3-0 win. Lee Hurst, Scott Pollock and Ricky Evans getting his first goal in his second stint at the club. Phenomenal performance here. Lee Hurst at best on ground. Obviously the penalty helps with that, but then it brings us to the game today against Brantham, who essentially we're playing because I like the logo. I think it's cool. It looks good. And then our massive League Cup final against Galston. 2nd year in a row we've made the final against them. We beat them last year, just scraped past them 1-0. I think we have improved this season as well, but we've got a lot of injuries, a lot of outs. If we look down the bottom here, Marcus Stamp out for 6 to 10 months. Armando Shashua still out for another 4 weeks to 2 months. Ryan Adams is out 2 to 7 weeks. And Theo Bacon out 10 days to 3 weeks. So all 4 of those players are going to be missing for that fixture. We also haven't signed a replacement really for Marcus Stamp's injury just yet. So you can see we're looking threadbare at the moment. We've only got 4 people on the bench because Tekka's Guru and Aaron Couch have both been little bitches about their playing time. And I refuse to reward that sort of behaviour with even a bench spot. As is tradition, and we'll try and do this at the start of every episode, we are going to offer a trial to Adebayo Akinfenwa. We did offer him one in the last episode. He wasn't interested. We did also try and bring Matt Carter in on loan. He also wasn't interested. I think he's playing for Torquay quite a bit at the moment. Given they're 3 divisions above us, it makes sense that he'd want to stay there. We had previously been looking at this guy, Lazar Stostoljevic. I don't know. It's probably good that we didn't get him because I cannot pronounce the name. He looked absolute quality and he was so close to coming. It was that Weldstone offered him a part-time deal. We only offered a non-contract. The money was about the same. He didn't come in. We've looked at a couple of other central defensive options as well. But for the time being, we are proceeding with Farai Singano and Jamel Akeem. Jamel Akeem keeps getting bid on by everybody. Scott Pollock keeps getting bid on by everybody. Harvey White is now got people interested in. People are interested in Tom Humphrey, which I'm surprised it took that long. And even though he's injured, Marcus Stamp still keeps getting offered contracts. So there are players that are getting poached by teams in higher divisions. It sucks, but it's part of lower league management, and we do have to deal with that as much as we have to. But enough talking from me. We're going straight into the game against Brantham. They are currently 17th in division. I expect us to get a decent result and performance before we go into our game and our cup final against Galston. But we'll have to beat our best to get past them. That loss there sticks out like a sore thumb in the FAV's competition. So hopefully we continue our decent form and take that straight into our first chance of silverware this season. Alright, looking at the Brantham lineup here, they've got Kleiman in goal, hidden behind my head, Bewley at left back, Hall, who looks like an ex-Leighton Orient junior, at right back, Hull and Newland. Hull is their star player this season, both as their central defenders. Smith Joseph on the left wing, Hanley on the right wing. Their leading assist go to Keane in central midfield alongside Harkness, who looks like he's an ex-Exeter City player, and then Mulready and Burks up front. Burks their captain. For us, of course, Beasley in goal, Humphrey and Sarpong as the fullbacks, Akeem and Singano as our central defensive partnership, Ricky Evans and Lee Hurst at anchoring midfield, Scott Pollock playing at the 10, continuing his development there, Harry Honesty on the left wing, Tasha and Richmond up top, Charlie Morley on the right. It's a strong looking lineup still, even though we have quite a few players out. The depth is still pretty decent. Assertively, recent form standings have Brantham in 20th place and we're first. Let's show them why. And it's been a while since we absolutely pasted a team and won by more than a 3-goal margin. So hopefully today can be the day. We're still just using our positive structure. We're still just using our same counter-attacking setups that we've used throughout the course of the last 2 seasons. As we get higher in the divisions, we will change and adjust them a little bit. But while this is working and while we're winning, there's no real need for us to adjust anything in particular. Richmond now with a deep free kick towards Jamal Akeem. Plays to Singano. Is he onside though? I think the referee has ruled it out. He has. I think he's offside. Yeah, just. Must have been when the header came back across from Jamal Akeem. I'm actually not sure why Jamal Akeem didn't shoot from that position. He had a decent amount of the goal to aim at. But at least we've gotten the ball in the back of the net. We know how to do it. Here we go. Charlie Morley with a free kick from distance. Just over the top. That was kind of one of those 50-50 ones. Either shot from a little bit further out or just tried to dink it over. Looking around the league, Stone Market, since we played them in the last game, have been brought level again with Horsham YMCA. And there's definitely a gap developing between those two sides and the teams down in 4th, 5th and whatever else. So 6 points back to God Manchester and then 8 points further back to Felixstowe in 5th. So not as level a season as we saw last year. I know we ran away with it a bit last year, but certainly for the rest of the competition, there's definitely tiers to the teams at this level at the moment. All right, free kick now for Brantham. It's a deep one across towards Smith Joseph, and thankfully he heads just over. There's 5 minutes remaining in the half, so we're going to use our Get Creative shout. See if that can do anything to boost some of the wingers and attacking midfielders. Everyone except Jamal Akeem has responded pretty positively to that. Hopefully that means we can get a couple more highlights before half time. It's always the best time to score. No, we're a minute into extra time, and dare I say it, the referee is going to call half time at any moment. It's been kind of a stoic game, to be completely honest. Not a whole lot going on, but at least we have an opportunity at half time to fire a bit of a rocket at the team and see if we get some sort of response in the second half. So assertively, far from pleased with what I've just seen. Some people haven't responded that well, so let's try and tidy this up. You have the ability to make a real difference. Only Sarpong looks upset by that. You have the ability to make a real difference, and everyone in the midfield responded well. So, all right, just one. We managed to save that just a little bit. As always, though, we'll give it 15 more minutes, and then we'll have a look at making some subs. There's quite a few players sitting on 6.5s. Hopefully the halftime team talk is enough incentive for them to go on and do a little bit more. We might even throw another shout out there just to give them an extra kick up the backside and say demand more. Everyone's responded focused, which is great to see, but we're still yet to see a highlight in the second half. Alright, I'm not going to waste too much time. Let's put Tashan Richmond on at the 10 and switch him to an attacking midfielder on attack because it suits his traits and his previous training a little bit better than Advanced Playmaker does. Let's take off Scott Pollock because that yellow card, because I desperately don't want to go down to 10 man. And let's take off Tom Humphrey for Ross Gleed. And I think I might just hold on to that last sub. We really only have Cam Brogan that we can bring on in those areas. And Sarpong isn't having a terrible game. You have the ability to make a real difference. They both responded positively, which is good. We just need to get some sort of finish here. When I walked into this game thinking, let's win 4 or 5-0. Right now, I would take an own goal from Brantham. That would be absolutely fine. Here we go, Morley with a strike from distance. He's got it in. Fantastic goal from Charlie Morley. 10th goal of the season. He only scored 3 times in the entirety last season. Played pretty much all the games. But since we've added him to free kicks this year, he's taken his game to another level. And I'd say that's probably like the 5th or 6th free kick he's scored this season, which is absolutely phenomenal. He's got no stats for it whatsoever. But we finally go a goal up. I'm going to use a shout, and I'm going to say show some passion and see if that does anything for everyone. They're all fired up by that feedback, which is great to see. And it's really just to get fresh legs on there for the last 10-15 and hopefully get some sort of overlap going on that right-hand side. Sarpong did nothing wrong. It's the only sub we can make, and I wanted to make it. Here we go. Highlight Brougham with the throw towards Richmond. Back out to Brougham again. We're going to see another highlight here. He skipped past 2 or 3 and found Ricky Evans square. There's one more man over on the left in Ross Gleed. Just needs to get a ball in. Goes on a great run. Finds Daniel Adji. 5th goal of the season. Great assist there from Ross Gleed. Just saw a little pocket of space, burst into it, released the ball once the defenders had committed to him. And that is a simpler finish Daniel Adji will have all season. Look at this. Just spots that space, bursts in towards it, and then as the defenders close in around him, finds Daniel Adji, and it's a good finish, to be fair, to the big man up top. His 5th goal of the season, which is equally impressive that he's had such limited appearances. 4 minutes to be added on. Is there any extra drama that we'll see before the referee calls full time? Doesn't look like it. This might be the last highlight. Duffy to take a ball forward, and the referee calls full time. A decent result. 2-0 win, I'd take it. If you said to me before the game you'll win 2-0 after struggling, I would absolutely take it. Charlie Morley with that fantastic free kick on the 63rd minute, and Daniel Adjie with a sealer late on. 10 shots, 5 on target, 55% possession. No need to get down on the team, even though it would have been nice to win by a larger margin. We're top of the league. I shouldn't complain too much. Well done, lads. Good win for us. Everyone's responded positively to that. Alright, so a straightforward victory. #United secure victory at Brentford Leisure Centre. 2-0 win. Fantastic performance. Charlie Morley, of course, getting the man of the match performance then. Superb in front of goal. Credit to him and the work he's doing on his free kicks at the moment. Now, Galston in 3 days. It's a cup final, which of course means, yes, now it feels like a cup final. We're going that summer style because I can't be bothered doing a tie. Now, as we look towards that game, we're going to stick tactically with positive, but I do want us to work on our cautious mentality. If we go up in the first half, I'm going to switch to cautious for the second half. As they start chasing an equaliser and whatever else, we will also be ready to sit back and counterattack them as they leave spaces in behind. We're going to rest everybody that played in that game today just so that they have a little bit of extra fitness, because I think fitness is a bigger motivator by the time you get to January than tactical awareness ever is. So just going to rest those guys. These guys will all sit on the bench for the time being. It's a race against time for Theo Baker to get fit for this game. If he does, we'll chuck him on the bench as well. But, of course, magic of editing, let's jump ahead to the Galston game now. Alright, so here we go. Our first opportunity to go back-to-back in any competition. This is our last shot, most likely, at the Eastern Counties League Cup, because I think when we get promoted up into Evo Stick Division 1 South, we're no longer in this competition. There might be other competitions that we're in, but if we can enter this competition twice and win it twice, that is a phenomenal start to the series. Now, not much throughout the course of the week. We did our pre-match press conference for the Cup itself. Couple of different players have had bids come in on them. Akinfenwa didn't want to come. It's just a matter of time. Adebayo, don't you worry about that. Theo Baker got himself fit enough to appear on the bench. He's not recommended to play at all, but I just want to give him the experience of being a part of this one. He's always performed when he's come off the bench. We got our first real warning about contracts expiring. You can see all of these guys currently on part-time deals to 2020 and whatever else are going to move to non-contracts in the off-season. And it's been so tough keeping hold of our non-contract players that I think a lot of these guys are going to get snapped up really quickly. So fingers crossed, this is an ideal situation. We get to the end of the season, win the league, get promoted, go up into Evo Stick Division 1 South, and Spencer comes back and says, you can now offer part-time contracts. If we can do that, everybody's getting career-long contracts in this team. We want to keep that original group together as much as possible. That actually reminds me, Jack Harrison has left the club. He was previously our under-18s manager. He wanted to move into management. Bexhill United came in and offered him a job of their manager. They are currently in Southern Combination League Division 1, which is one level above us. So he's moved up above me as a manager, which is crazy to think. We did offer him under 23s manager role and tried to give him as much money as we were able to offer, but it wasn't enough. He wanted to take that part-time position, get that kind of revenue in. Fair play to him. His contract expires at the end of this season. We'll wait and see how that plays out for him if it gets extended. If not, though, we'll bring him straight back in. We'll try and make him a coach or something like that so that he's less likely to take management roles. But when you look at his higher suited roles, manager is what he wants to be. So still only 34. He could still really be playing, truth be told. But we'll keep an eye on him. We'll bring him back. We've worked hard to bring back the likes of Ricky Evans. We're definitely going to get back Andy Cade Watts at some point. And it's just one of those things that I guess we have to deal with. Looking at the match preview here, we are 1-3 favourites. We are technically the home team, even though it's at a neutral venue. 378 tickets sold. Amy Fernal, referee, who's done heaps of our matches so far this season. So an unchanged lineup for us. Beasley in goal, Humphrey and Sarplong as the fullbacks, Akeem and Singana as the central defensive partnership, Evans and Hersett as the central midfield combination, Scott Pollock at the 10, Harry Honesty on the left wing, Charlie Morley on the right, Tashane Richmond up top. Looking at Galston's team, they're playing a 4-3-3, which we've always done well against. Duckett in goal, Farrell and Marath Gibbs as their fullbacks, Coyle and Cotton as the central defensive partnership. Mangui, still not sure how to pronounce it, will anchor midfield behind Sanford, their captain, and Arthurs. Stannard on the left wing, Baptiste on the right, Dembele up top. We should have enough to get past these guys. We've beaten them previously this season in the league. And I'm just going to passionately say, win this trophy for yourselves, but also for the fans. They've been magnificent. Everyone's responded positively to that, which is great to see. And away we go in our League Cup final, our title defence. Last opportunity to win this one for a great deal of players. I think we are going to get promoted. Hopefully Sports Interactive isn't listening and they're not going to now have us capitulate in the last few games of the season, get overtaken by Stone Market or anything. But I think we have enough about ourselves to get up into the higher division. There's no league table to look at, so let's just look at our action zones here. First highlight here, Harry Honesty to take, finds Tashan Richmond. It's a goal for the big man up top, 14th goal of the season for him. Yet another assist for Harry Honesty from a dead ball situation. It was a little bit tense there for the opening 15 minutes. Harry Honesty and Ricky Evans have both picked up yellow cards, but I think this will relieve some of that tension. Tashan Richmond essentially unmarked, which would be frustrating for everybody. And that striker making that far post run, that's one of the changes that we made to our set piece structure a couple of episodes ago, to have always someone on back stick, and it's working pretty well for Tashan so far. Okay, referees called half time. We've had 5 shots, 4 on target, which is great conversion rate, 46% possession. Galston keeping the ball very well. 3 shots, 1 on target, 54% for them. We've got a couple of little issues here that we'll have to deal with at half time. The main one being Charlie Morley has picked up a knock. I'm not going to risk him. It's a long season ahead, and you're kind of seeing we don't have the tremendous amount of depth at the moment. So we're going to move Tashan Richmond out to the right wing because he can play there and bring on Daniel Adji. We're also going to tactically switch to our cautious mentality. I'd expect Galston to come out in the second half and look for that equaliser, try and push on for a winner. So we're going to adjust to cautious, and we're going to wait and play on the counter-attack a little bit more, and hopefully be able to find spaces in behind as they push on. We've also got to keep an eye on Ricky Evans and Harry Honesty in their yellow cards, because that's not an ideal situation. Assertively though, I'm just going to say, got to guard against complacency. Do not let us drop. The only person who's stressed out is Farai Singano, so let's just assertively tell the defence. I think there's a lot more to come from you, and that's worked. That's brought him back on board, which is great to see. All right, and away we go. Second half begins. We are 45 minutes away from our second League Cup win of the series thus far, albeit in Eastern Counties League, the lowest division we'll play in, but still, I'm going to take it. Here we go. Ball immediately out to Tashan Richmond. It feels like this highlight's extended a bit longer than the usual one does. Harry Honesty's gotten him behind. Can he get a decent ball back in? He does now towards Tashan Richmond. It's the second goal of the game for big Tashan, 15th goal of the season. And even though he's moved out to the right wing, it's done nothing to curb his enthusiasm for scoring goals. And it's Harry Honesty again with an assist. He's been absolutely fantastic. That's a great ball in behind from Scott Pollock there. And the fullback probably should have done a bit better. Tashan Richmond, the big man out on the wing, gets above his defender and heads that one in far post. So we go 2 goals up. We're definitely sticking with cautious at this point. Probably going to give it 15 more minutes, and then I'm probably going to try and work a way to get Ricky Evans off and Harry Honesty off as well, just because of the yellow cards. That's all I'm really concerned about. Here we go, another one, Harry Honesty to take. Deep towards Akeem. It's hit Scott Pollock back stick, and it looked like he was going to score. He scores so rarely. Hurst now to take the corner. Deep one across. Headed away by Coyle. Baptiste comes out, and that's the end of the highlight. We're at now gone now, and I'm going to be honest. I'm going to give Harry Honesty with his 2 assists the benefit of the doubt, and we'll leave him out there for a little bit longer. I think the one sub I can make is to put Scott Pollock back into central midfield to move Tashan Richmond to the 10, his 3rd position in 3 games. And we'll bring on Theo Baker, who's nowhere near ready being able to play, but I'm just more concerned about Ricky Evans' yellow card than I am about Harry Honesty's. We'll hold on to the last sub for the last 10 minutes or so, and we'll see if called upon we need it. Hopefully Harry Honesty can remain composed and not get himself sent off. If he does though, there's a couple of different things we can do and change, but getting Ricky Evans sent off is a bit more difficult to deal with. Here we go, highlight again. Harry Honesty is on track for a 3rd highlight. Farai Singano, 3rd goal of the season, a 3rd assist of the game for Harry Honesty. He's been absolutely fantastic today. And Singano getting forward as that far post runner. Again, I think some of the work we've done with our set piece routines has helped us a great deal. Singano, again, he's got the wrong ethnicity. I'm not sure why that keeps changing, but a great finish from him. And surely that has stitched it up with about 10 minutes remaining. 14 shots, 10 on target, 51% possession. Beasley's going to have a long free kick forward. No one challenges Bangui, which is a bit frustrating. Hamfrey now. Back inside to Akeem, to Scott Pollock. Hurst can turn out and play the right back. He looks for Sarpong now, who does well to keep the ball in, to be fair to him. Played in behind for Theo Baker to chase. Theo Baker's won the ball back from Farrell. Is he going to cut it back or find the shot? Finds Harry Honesty. Gets the ball away. Harry Honesty with his 13th goal of the season. Phenomenal work there from Theo Baker, working his way back from injury. That's the sort of ball I constantly want Ryan Adams to be playing, and he never does it. Great tackle here. And look, he just puts this one across the 6-yard box. Harry Honesty at the first time. Good save from Duckett, but Harry Honesty's the first one to the rebound as well. He's one of those people that I always say both his names as well. I'm not sure why that is. Harry Honesty. I never just say Honesty. Don't read too much into that one. 3 minutes to be added on. Some phenomenal performances here. Baptiste with the late free kick. Beasley with a great save. Bennett gets the first one to the rebound, and thankfully he's offside, so the clean sheet remains intact. Good save from Beasley there. Here we go. Hopefully this is the last portion of the game. It's a long ball forward. Farrell should tidy up. Referee, blow the whistle whenever you feel like it. Bangui out to Baptiste on the left. Surely now, ref. We're at the end of it. Lee Hersett is exhausted. Referee sounds the final whistle. A great performance, lads. Back-to-back trophies. 16 shots in the end, 12 on target, 50-50 in possession, 6-2 for them. We definitely put our foot down in the second half and torched them with 3 unanswered goals. Passionately, congratulations, boys. Enjoy these moments. You deserve it. They absolutely do. Last season, we weren't expected to do anything in the League Cup competition, but obviously got to the final and then won it. And then I think it shows our progression this year. After a 1-0 win last year, 4-0 against same opposition this season. We're getting better. We're getting used to our systems and structures. We've got some absolute stars in the team. And I dare say we'll be competing in a higher division next season, which is absolutely fantastic. I was kind of worried that we were going to get stuck in the lower leagues for season upon season upon season. If we're already up towards the Evo stick levels, we're doing very, very well. Hashtag United win Eastern Counties League Cup again, back-to-back victories. Surely that cements my place as a legend of the club. I don't know why, but Harry Honesty's the only legend we've seen in the game thus far, as well as Spencer. Charlie Morley's out 5 to 6 weeks. That's probably the only downside. We'll leave that one to the physio. Might give Theo Baker some time in the team, or we might try and work Aaron Couch back in for the last few games of the season. We won 1.2k for winning the League Cup final, which is fantastic. Supporters love me, which is great to see. We might as well do our post-match press conference. We will skip through these in later seasons, but for now, we might as well go through them. I love this competition. It always excites me. Thrilled to win it. Very pleased with the result. Always nice to keep things going. Players were fantastic. They deserve everything they get. Beasley hasn't conceded in fucking God knows how long. Tashan Richmond was brilliant. Jamel's a wonderful player. Pleased we are going to keep hold of Tom Humphrey. Border thrilled with our win there, but the expectation was that we won it. Let's praise Tashan Richmond's performance. 2 goals. Harry Honesty very unlucky with his 3 assists and 1 goal. The team gets 1.8k. I'm sure they'll put that over a bar somewhere around North London. Interestingly, we didn't have the top goal scorer. That was Gio Craig from Stowmarket Town. Top assists, Harry Honesty with 4. He got 3 just in that last game, so he's left it very, very late. But fantastic. So good to get our first trophy of the season in the books. And the way we're travelling in the league as well, all we have to do is maintain our current pace, maintain our current projected points total, and we will be absolutely fine for the season ahead. I think what we might do, so we're up to episode 17 now. I think next episode 18, we might jump a little bit further ahead. We'll come back and do Eli and Kirkley and Pakefield, to a double home game stamp. I don't think we've played either of those sides in episodes thus far. We might then come back in episode 19, do our revenge game against Histon because they beat us 3-0. And against our bogey team, Thetford Town, the only team that we haven't beaten in the 2 divisions thus far. And then we might come back and do the end of season, the last season game for episode 20, Felixstowe and Walton, and then also do season 2 review. If we can get through these periods without conceding a tremendous amount of goals, we should walk this league in, which is absolutely fantastic to say. Back-to-back promotions, back-to-back League Cup victories. It's going so much better than I ever expected the series to go so far. Thank you guys so much for your support. Thanks to everyone that's put comments in the section below on any of these episodes. I've tried to respond to everyone that has. Please go and support our key collaborators. There's links in the description below to their different Twitter pages and whatever else. Go and support Hashtag United's channel. This wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for them. As always though, I've been Sean. I'll see you guys in the mixer, and don't forget to hashtag it.